It's the road to Rocktober with the Rockies in Season 3. Welcome back, everybody. The season is winding down. We are in the playoff hunt. And today we're going to start this episode with a look at one of our prospects down at AA. There's been some feedback to see how Mickey Littlefield's progress is going. Littlefield was a part of our draft class back in Season 1. He was the second selection we ever made. He had 87 potential, which is a point higher than David Geronimo's. Littlefield's in his second year playing at AA, and so far he's put in around 100 good innings. He has a FIP at 3.48, his WAR is 2.3, and his WHIP is at 1.26. All pretty good numbers. What's so intriguing about Littlefield is that when we drafted him, we knew he had 99 velocity, 97 break. But it was all these other ratings that had to be developed. And this season, there has been some good development. I was hoping for a little bit more, and maybe he needs some AAA innings to get there. But there are like the hit per 9 and K per 9, walk per 9 ratings, and they're all just getting a little bit better, and none are anywhere near like Major League ready or anything. I'm guessing Littlefield needs a lot more time before he'd be in that conversation. What's interesting though is that with that velocity and break, he's not getting a lot of walks or strikeouts actually. The ball is put in play a lot. He's not allowing a lot of home runs. I wasn't quite sure how he would simulate here. When I was pitching with him, it felt like his control was all over the place. And when you check out the walk numbers and only one wild pitch on the year, I was really surprised by that. I guess with 99 velo and 97 break, I would just assume like strikeouts have to happen. Something needs to happen here. But it just doesn't work that way. His control is only a 47. And in this game, there were some control issues, especially that slider that was supposed to be around the knees, and instead it's letter high and it's blasted over the fence. Since he was drafted, though, I feel like the development has gone well. He was drafted at only a 54 overall coming out of high school, and he's already a 62. The hit per 9 rating is up by 10. The K per 9 rating is up 6. Walk per 9 is up 7. And that's at 68, which isn't too bad. And his home run per 9 is sitting at 47 with a 7-point boost from the time he was drafted. This year, Littlefield has thrown 9 quality starts in 21 games, which is third on the AA team. He has 1 complete game shutout as well. Now, I mentioned home runs aren't typically a problem, but of the 8 he's allowed this season, 2 came in this game, including this monster home run into this concession area. I don't know, this building looks like an apartment building or something, but it's a concession area. So the ice cream vendor got a ball. That's pretty cool. The control was hit or miss after the first few innings, and that tends to be the case with a lot of these pitchers. They'll start out doing a pretty good job, but as soon as the fatigue begins to settle in, control goes out the window, balls are left over the middle of the plate if they find the strike zone at all, and things tend to escalate rapidly. And that's what happened here to Littlefield. Pitch count wasn't an issue, but by the time he had made it to 70 pitches, his day had run its course. It was time to take him out of the game. Pat Reeves comes in, gives up the base hit as Hartford goes down a run, and we'll continue in this game. We made a couple trades at the deadline, including trading away Javi Baez. Arol Vera was one player we got back in that deal, an infielder who has good speed, and that allows him to capitalize on the miscue at short as he reaches. In that trade, we also acquired Albert Aguila, another infielder who will play some second base, high contact, high discipline. I wanted more players that could reach base reliably, and Aguila did that in this game. Here's his 3rd hit of the ball game, driving in Vera to tie the game at 4. We have some power in the organization as well. Michael Tolio with a drive on a slider left over the middle, back in left center, and it's taken away. He had a 2-run homer until Baron Radcliffe, with a perfectly timed jump, takes away the home run. The game stays tied, going bottom 7. Lewis Holiday on the mound, and this one's ripped into left field past Nick Longy. A double to start the 7th. Darnell Bloomquist up next, and here's a drive to left center. Back at the wall, and it's gone! Longy couldn't get there in time to try and match the robbed home run from earlier. Just could not get there quick enough, and that would be the winning hit. Reading defeats Hartford 6-4 in a very entertaining game. And I hope to get some more minor league updates before this season is wrapped up. The playoffs are coming up soon. But we return to the big leagues now, and this is not a good time to be swept by the Marlins. The Rockies respond by taking 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks, and now it's time to expand the roster. We have room for 3 players. I wanted to add Zach Bean. He's already had his option used up for this year, so there's no harm in giving him his major league debut chance. We're also going to bring up a reliever, a player we traded for in the Raimel Tapia deal, Roel Ramirez. Correct me if I'm wrong about any of these pronunciations, by the way. So now an extra pitcher in the bullpen, and we'll also bring up Todd Sinigi, who has some flexibility, can play the corner infield spots. I think he'll be a good bat to have come off the bench with a little extra power. So with those moves made, we split a little 2-game deal with the Rangers, and here we have our final games of the season against the Padres. This is it. One of our top competitors for a wild card spot. And we blow them out 11-2 in this second game. Yanni Chirinos picks up the W. But we still aren't making up enough ground, playing too much 500 ball recently. And we're running out of time. Now, we are getting better offense from Trey Turner. Out of nowhere, his batting average has gone up to 259. At the conclusion of last episode, it was 236. So he must have some 4-for-4s, 5-for-5s today or something to take it up that far. Final game against the Padres in Petco Park. Mike Clevenger takes the mound. 2 down in the first inning, and Ryan McMahon, who has cooled off recently, draws the walk. That'll bring up Ty France, and somehow that is called a strike. Clevenger 2-2 goes back to the curveball. France lays off, and the payoff pitch is inside. That's ball 4 or ball 5, depending on what your thoughts were of that first curveball. Here's David Geronimo. Clevenger having issues getting out of the inning. 3-2. Outside, third straight 2-out walk. And that's going to bring up Trey Turner, hitting 259, and he gets ahead in the count. Could it be a 4th straight walk? Turner with a line drive. It's down in right field. 1 run scores. They wave around France, and it's a 2-0 Rockies lead. Again, we get the fast start, and this time courtesy of Trey Turner, who is finally turning his season around. John Gray takes the mound for us in this matchup, and his numbers really haven't been all that great this season. He's definitely our number 5 starter and probably somebody we're trying to replace next season. I still enjoy pitching with him from time to time. He does have good control and gets a lot of weak contact. There's a jammed ground ball that ends the first inning. Let's take this to the bottom of the second. Alex Dickerson at the plate, and he gets a breaking ball left up, but can't do much with it, just a ground ball to first base. A couple batters later, Will Myers. 2 down, 2 strikes, and jammed again. Padres chasing some pitches, and we get the easy outs as a result. Top 3, here's McMahon once again, average sitting at 240. Got a very hittable curveball, can't do much with it, right into the shift. That brings up Ty France, and he jumps all over this breaking ball, and he's out in front. And then behind a fastball as Clevenger ends the inning, no damage this time. Bottom 3, here's a fly ball. Ha-Sung Kim into shallow right center, and Reynolds makes the grab. Trent Grisham had that single in the first inning. Not much for the Padres since. 1-2, changeup at the knees. Jon Gray isn't going to overpower you. Those are the kinds of strikeouts he gets. Top 4. There's a drive from Geronimo. This one's deep, but not deep enough. Maybe in Coors that is gone. 2 down for Brendan Rodgers, and he drives one into right field, landing just barely for a base hit. Rockies looking to do some more damage here with 2 away. Dom Nunez, the season of domination, deep center field. Grisham back to make the catch with room to spare. Some loud outs there for the Rockies, but it doesn't add to the lead. Bottom 4. Good strike over the inside by Jon Gray. And Tatis looks at strike 3 on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Jon Gray. Let's go to the 5th. Newcomer Bryan Reynolds. Deep right, out of reach. Great effort, but it's going to be an extra base hit for Reynolds. We're having all our fun here, it seems, with 2 away, making it a bit more difficult on ourselves. Now looking for some timely hitting. Clevenger had that rocky first inning, couldn't find the strike zone, and we really bailed him out right there with a 3-0 pitch that shouldn't have been swung at. I definitely get aggressive there in any count with 2 outs, but that was unnecessary. Bottom 5, more of the same. This Padres team hasn't hit the ball very well. Very little is getting to the outfield. Geronimo's probably bored out there in left. Jon Gray, 5 solid innings. Clevenger's out, and they bring in the lefty Ryan Weathers, who can eat up some innings, and he doesn't let you do a whole lot. Trey Turner into left center field. This one will not fall in. Quick inning there for Weathers, but we're not going to our bullpen. Again, Jon Gray pitching well. Pitch count in the mid-60s, but he starts off the inning by walking Trent Grisham, and that's enough. We saw this happen in a start recently. It's time to go to the bullpen. Jon Gray, 5 good innings. Like, every start of his should just go 5 innings and no longer. I think next year you could actually see Jon Gray pitch out of the bullpen. I think for like 6 outs at a time, he can be terrific and extend his career a bit. Robert Stevenson comes in. He strikes out Manny Machado. Just the 3rd Padre to strike out, and then Tatis follows it up chasing the slider. Eric Hosmer quickly behind 0-2. End of the inning. Filthy slider from Stevenson. He strikes out the side. 3 strikeouts to Jon Gray's 2. Complete opposite pitching styles. 7th inning for the Rockies. That's a nice sliding play at first base. Rogers retired. Garrett Hampson comes off the bench, gets a pitch up, but hits it right to short, and he's still not making an impact on offense. Touki Toussaint enters in the bottom of the 7th inning, and there's another strikeout. Alex Dickerson chases the curveball in the dirt, and Austin Nola does the same. Will Myers up next, swings through the fastball. It's a completely different game now for these Padres hitters. 1-2. Touki Toussaint does it again. Striking out the side. 6 straight strikeouts for the Padres offense. Heading to the 8th. A walk for Brandon Nimmo. I actually forgot that Bryan Reynolds is a switch hitter. Here's a drive from the right-handed side. Back in left center, Grisham at the wall, and it's gone! 2 runs of insurance for Colorado. Number 21 for Bryan Reynolds. I really like this acquisition. 4-0 Colorado, and there's more Touki Toussaint striking out Ha-Sung Kim. Then he's ahead of Grisham. Strike 3 swinging. 5 strikeouts for Touki Toussaint in 2 innings. Michael Givens gets the 9th. It's not a save situation. Nice catch at third base by McMahon. all up to Eric Hosmer. Ground ball, back to Michael Givens. This game is over. A 2-hit shutout for the Colorado Rockies. A truly dominant performance by the pitching staff. Back-to-back shutouts in San Diego as we conclude the season series against the Padres. As a team, 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, 8 of those from the bullpen. There's now nothing more we can do in critical head-to-heads. We do not play the Padres. We also don't play the Mets at all. So we're going to need some help to pull off this road to Rocktober. The Phillies are also ahead of us, still in the playoff hunt, and we don't even play them. So who do we play? Well, with basically a month worth of games left, we played the Dodgers 10 times. Or actually, we do have a series against the Phillies, and we'll see if that matters at all. But we play the Dodgers in too many games to feel too comfortable to close this out. We're going to need a miracle, basically, to be a playoff team. And I kind of realized at the trade deadline, like, it's probably not going to happen. But we're going to make a couple moves. I felt like Brian Reynolds, at the least, was an early start to the offseason. That's not like a major move that made us give up a ton of prospects and he's about to be a free agent. But he's been outstanding since we added him, and I really like him and Brandon Nimmo batting at the top of the order. I feel like we want to be prepared to extend both of them. And now I'm probably leaning away from a Ryan McMahon extension. He's cooling down. He hasn't played at a high level for enough time in this series. So a long-term extension doesn't appear to be likely. And I feel like with Ty France and David Geronimo, you still have some power there for the middle of the order. And you can probably find a free agent to add a little bit more if you need it for next year. So we'll come to that when we get to the next offseason. But let me know what you thought of today's episode. I will try to go a little bit slower the rest of the way unless we are out of it. And let me know if there are any prospects you'd like to see in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed episode 50 with the Rockies on MLB The Show 21. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and have a great day, everybody.